Hey everyone, I'm Norn Queen Alexis, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I got more Queen's Court. In the last episode, I actually forgot what happened because it's been over a month since we have played. We had a slight episode which got corrupted, unfortunately, so we're just going to probably tell you really quickly what happened in all of that. But I did go to Valhalla, I did hang out with Riley in Arizona, and then I flew back here. So things have been busy, to say the least. But here's Victor with a proper... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just to give a quick thing before we start, and I start the recap. Like Alexis mentioned, we did have a episode that we did unfortunately lose, but I'm just going to incorporate that tiny little lost bit into the recap, so you should pretty much be caught up by the time that I'm done reading the recap. However, greetings ladies and gentlemen, I am Vicky the GM, and welcome back to the Queen's Court. When we last left our heroes, sailing across the Aventine Ocean, dotted with its thousands of island mesas and connecting bridges, the warband took its time and enjoyed the diverse oceanic flora and fauna. However, their enjoyment was cut short as night fell and the sea turned a crimson shade of red. After a preliminary study, Tarbach determined that the phenomena was in fact psychic in nature, as it was cancelled by Volric's untouchable aura. Sailing the rest of the way, they arrived at Farnov's island mesa and headed up to the lone structure atop it. Volric arrived first and informed the rest that there was something very much amiss at the Farnov residency, as the front gate was knocked down and the front door open. Inside, there was no sign of life, but neither any sign of struggle. Exploring the vacant building, Ulrich found a staircase leading down to a reinforced plasteel door with a runic keypad. Never letting a lack of skill stop him, Ulrich started punching in random numbers on the rune pad. Meanwhile, the rest of the warband explored the other areas of Farnov's manor. The most striking... excuse me. What was that? I don't know. The most striking find being a stone archway covered in runic script and tubing that led to dead Xenopsychers. As they inspected this macabre doorway, Morno heard a noise coming from the upper floor. Venturing up, Morno and Rosalina found an orange-furred simian among the dusty crates, which Tarbach identified as a Jokero, a technologically gifted species renowned for their digiweapons. Finally, Volric managed to guess the pass number on the basement doors and headed inside. There he found all manner of Xenos horrors, known and unknown. The warband searched the rest of the manor, but came up empty-handed, and Rosalina made the decision that the doorway must be open. A day later, and the doorway had been studied for all it's worth. Tarbach examined the structure itself and discovered that it operates in a similar manner to an Eldari webway gate, the only difference being that this one is seemingly powered by implanted psychers. Rosalina found a journal belonging to Inquisitor Farnov. Though mostly incomprehensible scribbles, it contained an entry that outlined a plan on Farnov's behalf to locate an exit out of the Ascalon sector, regardless of the state of the pandemonium, the warp storm that surrounds the sector. Tarbach informed Rosalina that Lord Saravak, the planetary governor of Aventine, as part of his duties as an imperial commander, must gather the world's psychic population to be handed off to the black ships of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica. Rosalina ordered Tarbach to stay behind at Farnov's manor to guard the doorway, while she, Morano, and Volric headed to meet with Lord Saravak and negotiate for the release of a handful of psychers. The trio set sail once again across the island-dotted seas of Aventine. And we return. Although I seem to have... I forgot to put on the background noise.
Yep. But...
What was I using for this place? Hold on. I was using nothing. That explains it. So let's use this. And can you hear...
Can you
the background noise?
hear
what I hear.
Okay, no Christmas music. It's still the 27th.
It's getting closer.
Yeah, to my birthday.
Yeah, can we get through Thanksgiving first?
So we're supposed
The
to
people who cry about Christmas intruding into other holidays need to get over it and accept that their holiday isn't special.
Humbug.
Sorry, I just had to interject. I don't care about your Halloween. I don't care about your Thanksgiving.
Jesus.
Your Halloween isn't important. It's a Hallmark holiday, and Thanksgiving is terrible and probably won't be around in 50. Sorry to just shut everybody down. I'm in a vitriolic mood.
Anyway.
Anyway, the three of you are gliding along the Aventine Ocean, and as you travel along, you bear witness to the Aventine sun reaching across the horizon. As you see the red gold light etch towards your boat.
It's rare sights like this that make it all worth it. Don't you agree, Marno?
Oh, if this is what you consider beautiful, then I suppose I can agree.
Yes, it is a rarity amongst the planets that I've been to.
Well, the worlds that I've visited that are not inhabited by monkey are... There's a higher standard. Maybe one day we could go to one.
I'd like that. Now, let's get this mission done and over with.
Morno, your Eldari eyes, keen as ever, spot in the distance the shape of the planetary governor's palace as it rises amongst the city that you landed in. Its island mesa more jam-packed than the rest.
Was it that jam-packed before?
No, I mean jam-packed with building,
Oh, okay.
It's most of the island mesas have like tiny little settlements dotted here and there with interconnected bridges in between, but where the governor's palace is located, it's a bit more built up, shall we say.
Then I will look off melancholically for a few moments before stating, without looking at you, Rosalina, that we're approaching. It should only be another few hours.
Very well.
So, time passes, and it is now early in the morning, the sun having reached slightly into the sky.
It's high noon.
No, it is definitely not high noon.
I'm gonna radio back to Tarvok. Or am I out of Vox range?
You are not, because Tarvok is able to use his boosted Vox equipment to keep in touch. It's mostly him that's doing the relaying.
Tarvok.
Yes, this is Tarvok.
We're approaching the building now. Anything of note happen in the facility?
At this point, you'll hear like some static and some clunking noises as he puts down the last of the Magnus shield walls and says, I guess, was that a awareness check?
Sure, you can roll it.
Well, like, this is not just for my immediate surroundings, but I'm checking the entire, like, where all my rats are, because I kind of just move them around the house.
Right. Also,
And
Knight, do you mind if we backronym your rats? What that means is, so you take a word and you make an acronym out of it in the afterwards.
I'll work on that.
No, I have one.
Go on.
It's a remote access tool.
Ha! Yes, I will check. I will, and just spread around the property and building. I'm going to check my remote access tool.
And roll for me awareness with a plus.
I can literally take no more pluses.
Fair on awareness tests.
I have a lot of equipment stuffed into me now.
Fair enough.
My helmet plus my mechadendrite and a few other bionic eye.
How many of those force fields did you grab? I forget.
I have 6.
So 1, 2. Actually, let's just. Funnily enough, let me just ask you where you want them.
I can't see anything.
Oh, that's perfectly good.
Don't worry, it's just Tarvok who should be able to see it. Is
I'll
that
put
fine?
one here, one here, one here.
Because like that whole. Actually, no, because there's 2 ways into this building, right?
There's
I want
one
I want
more
one
over
here. I want one here and one here, kind of at an angle.
Hold up. Actually, I should probably let people see this, but it's gonna have to get described, unfortunately. All right, let's see. I need this one. There we go. Good enough.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, sweet. He'll come back. Rosalina can come back and witness all of Tarvok's preparations later. All right, so as Rosalina is finishing up her conversation, I'm gonna.
Did I get an answer?
What was the question?
You didn't tell me about my awareness.
Oh, my bad. I was I distracted myself.
Piddle-paddling.
I did. So, when Tarvok cycles through all of his rats, he is unable to find anything, really. It's mostly just vegetation and rock.
All right, and Aether Scope?
Roll tech use.
Because like those shining blade guys, Eldar, or might be.
Oh yeah. Barely made it. So
What are they? What are those guys called again? Like like flashing wind or something like that.
The sword? You mean the crew of the sword blade?
Yeah, the Corsairs.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I'm worried
honestly
about.
forget. Mope. That's something you told them, right?
About what?
The sword wind. I
Oh,
honestly.
yeah. The sword wind is another name for Bealtown.
Oh, right. So, Bealtown Corsairs.
Yeah. So, do I detect any psychic presences?
As you sweep your etheroscope around, the only psychic imprints that you can find seem to be the residue, the slight residue coming from the doorway.
And the last thing I'm gonna check is I'm gonna check my auspex for any kind of sound distillation, like high pitched noises that don't appear on like regular frequencies.
Fair enough. And no, there is no such thing.
Oh. All right, and I go to at this point I go back on the box. All scans report nothing. It seems to be clear. Weather report, Victor.
Weather report? Roll for me. It's raining sideways. No, just kidding. Roll for me. Navigate surface, funnily enough, because you can use your multi-compass to get a meteorological report.
Right.
Whew, you're barely scraping by all of these.
Just like high school.
a C plus tech priest.
That's generous, but anyway.
All right. So, as you check your, what did I call the damn thing?
Multi-compass.
Multi-compass, right. You can see that there is a weather system closing in on Farnov's island. It seems to be...
Severe enough to hamper naval travel?
No, it looks to be mostly just rain. Wind speed shouldn't be higher than... less than a storm, shall we say. I honestly don't know what I can say because
No
I
water spouts,
don't...
right?
I don't... No,
It's
no
not a
water
monsoon.
spouts. It's not a monsoon. It is simply rain.
Heavy
Okay.
rain, I'm assuming.
Yes,
I like the
you
game.
can say that. It's a good game.
It is a good
But anyway-
Sean.
Our boat is like, this is the same boat where it's like hollow bottomed, or
The glass bottom, yes.
glass bottom, sorry. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna fade away, like, into the covered area of the cabin and put my cloak over as we get closer.
Yeah. And I will report that a storm front is coming. I will return to you with any other reports.
Thank you, Tarvok.
So, with that in mind, the boat reaches the harbor. And for anyone who's listening, Nubel is unfortunately not able to make it this session, so I will be taking control of Volric for now. Volric runs over and starts tying the mooring lines of the boat to the harbor, to the pier.
To the pier.
Yes, there we go. And with quick workmanship, he's able to get it done. And he says, I didn't know I had to use these skills very soon again.
Marno. Oh. You already disappeared.
I would have quietly stepped off the boat and into some other area. But when you mentioned my name, I'd step out.
Disappear, but stay close.
Right. And I will do that again. Do you even want me to make a stealth roll, Victor?
No, your passive stealth is way good enough.
Yeah, I figured as much as well.
Yeah, there's no one actively trying to look out for you. So with your insane stealth, you can just sneak.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So, as Moreno blends into the crowds, Ulrich and Rosalina start heading towards the governor's palace. Ulrich tries to keep it far enough away from you so that he doesn't bother you, in the sense.
Yeah. Damn blanks.
Although, Alexis, out of character, I'm going to say that it's when the limiter is on, because I've been rereading the Eisenhorn trilogy, and when the limiter is on, it's mostly touch that causes the great discomfort and stuff.
Well, there's other reasons why I don't want him near me.
Well, yeah, that's true, but you've been I've been also listening back through Queen's Court because I've been trying to remember stuff, and you do make a bigger deal of it than it should.
I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
Yeah. So, with Volrix walking far enough behind you. Oh, I forgot to ask. Is Riza with you?
Riza is with me.
Alrighty. I feel like we've been neglecting her a tiny bit.
Yeah, Riza is floating right beside me. So is
Yes.
Longing and Runner.
Ah, those rascals.
Oh wait, no, Longing is with Tarvok.
Oh yeah, that's true. You lent him.
My one servo skull is for recording and reconnaissance is with him. The one for writing is with me.
Yes. However, as you are about halfway to the governor's palace, you hear in your microbead, and it's Volric again, who says, "So, do we have a plan for this governor?"
I walk in, offer him a bribe, take a few of his psychers off of his hand. If he refuses, well, I'll give him a reason not to.
All right. And will we have to get our hands dirty if things go bad?
Hopefully not.
Well, my weapon is at your disposal for the time being.
Quite. And with
And?
that, I'm gonna make my way with a little bit more haste in my step towards the palace.
Indeed. As you approach the governor's palace, you can see that it is an architectural marvel, quite different from the... it seems to blend the smooth contours of the local architecture with the Gothic of the wider Imperium. It's mostly the windows. You know how Gothic arches are. They're great. And as you...
It's beautiful.
It is. And as you reach the base of the palace, you can see a, let's say, about 20-foot wide staircase leading up to the palace proper, with walls on either side.
I'll make my way up the staircase.
As you arrive up the stairs, you can see a luxurious courtyard. It seems to be filled with passers-by, as families seem to be having picnics on the grass, and you can see monotask servitors moving about, trimming the hedges and doing routine gardening work.
No guards. This planet is at peace.
Roll for me an awareness test. Well done. As you peer closer around, you find that near the pillars of the palace and closer to near pillars and under balconies, you can see that the local what you can only guess to be the palatial guards seem to be tucked out of sight, out of mind, placed in positions where the local populace can't see them.
How many are there?
That you can currently see. Hold on. Let me see how many you saw. You can count on. You can quickly count 25 currently, but there might be more on different sections of the palace.
I'm gonna go in my microbead really quickly. Morno, I'm counting 25 guard. Be aware.
Speaking of me being aware, can I also make an aware?
Yes, you can. Nice.
Wow, you beat me.
Looking for anything specific, or just trying to get more degrees?
A count of how many guards to confirm it, and just looking for, hidden ways I can sneak in and out.
You count at least 31.
There are at least a few more than that, but
Yes.
I don't think they'll notice me.
However, with your own awareness, you spot what appears to be my architectural nomenclature is not up to scruff here, but think of, on the roof of the Notre Dame where there are
Gargoyles?
Fire?
no, I think they're called buttresses.
Flying buttresses, yeah.
Yes, flying buttresses. There we go. I was honestly not sure if that was a real thing or not.
Flying buttress, that's what they call those arches that go off the side of the building.
Perfect. I love it. So, you spot that incorporated into the architectural style of the governor's palace, there are flying buttresses, and should you be able to navigate those, you can easily find yourselves in the rafters of the palace.
I'm in the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But yeah, I will climb on them and everything to get up there and out of sight.
All right, roll for me either in athletics or in acrobatics.
Oh boy, all fate points.
Oh boy! Wow, using your fate points so early.
I didn't want to fall off of a flying buttress. I figured that hurt.
That is a fair thing. Also, I didn't actually realize that I was looking at the things in the artwork because they totally are those things down by the bridge.
The bridge looks like it's an aqueduct. Are those buttresses or are they just streams of?
They look like buttresses to me, or am I just looking at it wrong? But hey.
Oh no, those are some sort of fantasy flying buttress.
Yep. So, Rosalina, as I'm actually gonna just straight up tell you that you spot the shadow that is Morino assailing a nearby flying buttress. That's just a fun word to say.
I'm gonna assume that I can feel her presence and then just look over because I'm so attuned to her presence.
Indeed, and as you catch a slight sight of her, you can see her disappearing into the greater architecture itself. However, you yourself are heading up a smaller staircase where you can see two guards posted before what appears to be a door with bas relief.
Sure.
I've only ever seen that word written. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think the S is silent. We'll see. Correct me in the comments, please. I rarely ask for that.
So currently on me, just to make sure we go over this, I have my force knife in my boot, and I have a lioness on my side. The only other weapon I have on me is Redemption's Light.
Which is your fancy remade Inferno pistol.
Yep.
It's been touched by the Xenos. Purge it.
Look, at this point, Rosalina's entire body has been touched by a Xenos.
Heyo.
Anyway, jokes aside.
Anyway, so there are two guards. They are dressed in what appears to be finely polished plate armor, with their think of the It's really hard to describe because I'm unsure if I have any frame of reference for this, but the helmets that they have on, they have a very low set brim at an angle which reaches all the way around it. Kind of like a strange fireman's helmet.
Okay, that's fair.
It's odd. I have a picture of this in my head, but I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere else. But it's not their armor that catches your attention. It is their antique weapons. They seem to have what appear to be high quality last locks.
I will have to acquire one of these for study. I'm just going to continue walking as though I'm supposed to be there.
As you do, the two guards put their put their last locks in a cross, barring your way from the door. You note at that point that they seem to have some sort of antiquated bayonet, more closer to a hacking weapon than an actual spear. And one of them says,
Before they even say a word, I'm just going to gaze right into his eyes and just say, I am here on official business. You will stand aside.
"Do you have suggestion as a psychic power?"
I believe so. Yeah, I do.
That would actually be a better use of that psychic power. Could you roll that for me, and just so that I can see the target?
Okay.
Because the roll that you made is valid. Nice. Oh, wait. No.
I'll
If you would like, I'll let you spend a fate point to use the second one.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Right. Sorry, that was I should have been quicker on the draw on that one. So you got 4 degrees of success, and these guys, do they have any resistances? No, they do not. And they roll well, but they don't roll well enough. As you say this, and and they don't get any bonus on this because, well, it's believable enough what you just said, and slowly but surely they drag their weapons back towards them, and one of them even leans over and heaves on the marble door.
And with that, I'm going to bow my head and say, thank you. May the Emperor's blessing be upon you.
The guard says nothing, but the clink of his armor indicates that he nodded his head in deference.
And I'm going to walk in.
Volric walks up behind you, barely able to get through before they close the door behind you.
Am I able to sneak in anyway to keep close?
Yes, you are. However, this time you are going to have to roll for me a stealth test to sneak through the rafters of the governor's palace.
I don't have faith.
Did you roll? Oh, there you go. Okay.
And remember, I get like a billion extra degrees of success because of a lot of things.
Because, Eldarness. All right.
Not just Eldarness, Rangerness.
Yes, Rangerness too. Your Eldari Rangerness shines in these situations.
I believe it's plus 3 degrees, though.
That is true. So you made, instead of 3, you made 6.
Yeah.
That's a lot of degrees of success. So, with that, you're able to jump in between, jump in the rafters and Assassin's Creed your way through, shall we say. I know it's parkour, but it's funnier to say it that way.
Parkour. And she says it to herself, like, silently.
Parkour power. So, before you know it, Moreno, you're able to catch a glimpse of Rosalina and Volric as they march through the mosaic-floored hallways of the palace.
I will think to myself how odd it is that Monkai build their structures out of rocks.
You literally built yours out of bone.
That's not strange.
It's coral. It's different. It's alive, okay? It's just a bunch of rocks you piled together.
Yeah, it's all dead. There's no life in this.
It's not even like dead, it was never alive.
That's true.
It's a bunch of rocks. It's like literally like, I don't know, it's like, think of like the most crude stone hut. That's how Morna looks at this.
There's no beauty in this. There's no life.
It's just a bunch of stacked rocks.
This is way too much fun. Alright. So, as Rosalina, as you wander around, you can see what appears to be a important looking man in the higher up, slightly grayish robe of the administratum. There's a he seems to be on the young side, but he has a heavy brow indicating a lot of stress.
Well, I assume this is our man. And I'm looking at
That's not the planetary governor, but it looks like someone who might be able to tell you where he is.
Okay.
Or at least arrange a meeting. It looks like an advisor of some sort, and given the fact that he is ordering people around and receiving reports, he might be important-ish.
I'm just gonna calmly walk up to him and just be like, "Hello, my name is Rosalina. I wish to speak to the planetary governor."
At this, the man turns to face you, and you can see that he is roughly 30 years old, Terran standard, with a data plug on the back of the head. It seems to be it snakes down his robe into something that you can't see. And he looks at you and says, "Forgive me, but I was not aware that the planetary governor had scheduled a meeting with..." And he starts scrolling through a data slate, shall we say. He named an there was an unspoken choo-choo. There was an unspoken question there. He seems to be unaware of who you are.
I'm going to use suggestion again.
Alrighty. Nice. And I am going to, let's see.
Here's the suggestion. That he remembers seeing me hanging out with him, or at least with him, momentarily a few months ago. He must have just misplaced the paperwork.
I'm going to give him a slight bonus on that one, since it is a slightly harder lie to swallow. So I will give him a +10. Well, he doesn't make it either way. So he scratches the side of his head and says, I was not aware that Lord Saravak had issued a meeting with you, but he'll have my hide if I forgot to schedule this.
Well, this could just stay between us, you know?
Yes, it could. When was the meeting set to take place? Wait, hold on. He scrolls through his data slate once again. Aha! Here we go. There is a time slot opening up in a matter of minutes. He should be finishing up with the Lord Marshal of the Aventini Yeomanry. He will be. I shall be able to escort you forthwith.
Thank you. That'll be great. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we?
Indeed. Now, ready your entourage. I shall have to make last-minute preparations, if you'll excuse me.
Of course, and I'll bow and give him the sign of the Aquila.
He does not return the sign. Instead, he rushes off with a hurried with a hurried step.
The Ecclesiarchy doesn't have too much of a presence on this planet. And with that, I'm going to look at my servo skull and just say, take note of that.
Beep boop. Can your servo skulls speak High Gothic?
They do. Well, they can.
Do you want them to?
I like them speaking either High Gothic or just Gothic.
Affirmativo.
Great, you're taking after the blank.
Beep boop beep boop beep.
At least he still has a sense of humor. Alright, with that, I'm gonna wait, and before he comes back, I'm gonna say, Marno, do you have eyes on me?
Yes, she does.
Alright, so I will wait.
Mo, are you here?
Yeah, what do you need me to do? I'm sorry.
Oh, Alexis was talking. Well, Rosalina was talking to Marno.
Can you repeat that line and accept my apology?
Yeah, of course. I just said, do you have eyes on me?
Currently, I don't think I actually do. Victor, do I? I'm sorry. Vicky.
Roll for me an awareness to see if you can catch sight of her.
No, I can't.
No, you seemed. Marno reports back that she seems.
I can do it. I can do it.
My bad.
It's okay. No worries. But I will say back, I caught sight of you earlier, and I don't think I'm far, but it's hard to maintain both my own distance and visuals on you within the structure.
Very well. Stay hidden.
I will continue to try to get a better vantage point.
Perfect.
All right. To get your better vantage point, you can roll for me an acrobatics with a +10.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't find nothing.
As you maneuver yourself across the roof, you find yourself in a position where you're going to have to make a leap. And as you leap with all your alien grace, you barely miss the ledge that you were aiming for, and catch. But before you plummet to your death, you catch a slight outcropping in the rock, and hang there by the tiniest slip of your fingers. However, Eldaria are very light, so they don't actually need to hold up very much weight. But
no.
You're going to have to pull yourself up. So roll for me another acrobatics. This time, no plus or minus.
Oh jeez.
Oh Jeebus.
Well, I'm sorry, Alexis. I got more no kill.
Well, there's one final thing that I can think of. Rosalina, roll for me an awareness.
Okay. Any buffs?
Roll plus 20 for your.
Oh my god, I'm gonna re-roll that.
What is
Freaking
going on?
rocks.
Okay, you made it. Now I need you. I need to check something. Do you have anything psychically that helps? Oh no, I don't think you do. It's all telepathy and psychic powers.
How far away is she?
If you're going to try and catch her, you're going to have to roll for me an acrobatics. You know, this is the second time that Rosalina has stopped someone from falling to their death.
All right, so as I see, because I want to describe this.
Go for it.
As I see Morno, I feel Morno falling. I turn, look at Volric, look back, and just start darting as quickly as possible, using my psychic abilities to enhance my speed. If you want, I can roll hammer. No, it's not hammer hand. I have the one that increases speed.
No, you actually don't.
No, it increases. It increases your
Initiative.
initiative order. I assumed that could be used to increase speed for a narrative purpose.
That would be the word of the Emperor. Let me see. What's the power remains in effect? Wait, no, that's not it. Purge Soul, Sanctuary, Psychic Communion, that's it. The Psyker selects a number of allies outside everything within range. While the power persists, the Psyker and her affected allies add +2 to the initiative. This can change an already established initiative order. And yeah, you did make it.
I'll do Psychic Communion on myself, increase my speed, and run as quickly as possible. I literally just pulled a Jedi maneuver. I am going to run and slide and catch her at the last second. Do you want me to take points of damage for her falling on me?
No, because Eldaria are really lightweight, so
I'm just assuming I got the wind knocked out of me.
Pretty much, but you do indeed catch her.
Did she fall gracefully?
No, actually, roll an acrobatics to see if you fall gracefully.
Oh no.
Nope. She flails
felt
about.
Like a sack of potatoes.
I'm gonna blink a few times, look up at Rosalina, and just say, "Crude rocks, difficult to navigate."
Yes, let's go with that.
Right.
I have to get back. And I'm gonna roll awareness to see if anybody noticed that.
Don't worry, they rolled a 90.
I'm gonna sneak off, but I think I'm gonna stay away from the rafters.
Indeed. So, roll for me a stealth test, please. And you're fine. So,
and over the micro, like not even over the microbeat, I'm just gonna shut it off for a second and just be like, "You're welcome."
I won't respond, even though I'm sure her.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to take my sword off my side, which hit me really hard in the side, and just be like, "Ow. Yes. Let's get back." And I'm going to start walking back towards Volric.
Indeed. He leans behind you and tells you, "What was that all about?"
Eldaria aren't as graceful as you think.
Oh? He raises an eyebrow.
Can I hear that over the microbeat?
Yes, Volric doesn't seem too plussed about leaving his microbeat on.
Oh, and at this point, mine is back on.
So yes, Morno can indeed hear that.
I won't respond when my embarrassment grows.
In fact, you feel even more embarrassed because Eldari feel heightened emotions.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So, Volric raised an eyebrow.
It's nothing. Don't worry. She's fine.
Oh? Did she trip?
A minor misstep.
Of course. We all make missteps, though I would have paid good thrones to see it. And he gives you a wide grin.
And with that, I'm just going to hold my chest for a second. Breathe heavily. Just be like, he didn't come yet, did he?
No, you seem to be just in time. And he looks around. We're in the clear still.
Good. Good.
Did you hurt yourself?
I used
Sorry
an
about that,
ability,
motorcycle.
and my mind is waving just a bit. That is all.
I wish I could say I know how you feel, but I most assuredly don't.
Very well. I am fine. She is fine. Let's just get this done with.
Heads up, we've got incoming.
And with that, the second he says heads up, my hand is on my sword. Oh. And I'm going to let my guard down
you
for a
look
second.
up, and you look up, and you look up, and you see the administrator come back. And he's flanked by 2 Aventine yeomen.
Yo, man, what up?
Ah,
You knew
Yo,
that joke
man.
was coming.
yeah, I didn't write the name of the military on this planet.
Yo, man, how you doing?
God damn it. So, did you give him a name? Or
Yeah, Rosalina.
Lady Rosalina, the preparations have been made, and your audience with Lord Saravak have been made.
Thank you.
I think I messed that one up, but your meeting has been prepared, and he waves you on. Follow him. He leads you on through more hallways with tapestries laid about and Gothic windows looking on out onto the ocean of Aventine. It sparkles beautifully in the midday sun. Actually, it's the morning still, so morning sun.
What was his name again?
The guy you're going to meet, or the guy
The guy I'm going
who's
to meet.
leading you? Lord Saravak. Let me type that into Roll20 chat. There we go.
Right. And with that, I'm just going to keep my head down and just look at the... Well, first I'm going to look at the site. Think of it as beautiful. Take a picto of it with the data slate. And then I'm going to move on.
That's a high quality data set you got there.
I assume it's like my iPad.
Yeah, the high quality ones are. The low quality ones are just Kindles. Really,
They're like
really
flip
bad
phones.
Kindles. Worse than flip phones. You don't actually get any data on it. It's just a picture on a screen.
It's just a picture book that you get attached to your wrist.
Sometimes. I don't know. Never mind.
Sometimes?
No, never mind.
Okay. So, with that, you come to another set of doors, each one more imposing than the last, with mythic iconography emblazoned upon it. And the doors are opened wide as you arrive into what must be Lord Saravak's audience hall. You can see that it is that no expense has been spared on the luxury around. Silken pillows are strewn about, big enough to serve as seating, with Grok's leather couches sat near the walls. There are silk sheets draped in between pillars in various what was the color of this place? It was green and blue, I think. Yes,
So
various greens, various. Oh yeah, teal and blue, teal and greens. Let's call it opal, since I don't know color.
All right.
And on the far side of the room, you can see a balcony overlooking the city below, where a man in a Astra Militarum, what looks to be an Astra Militarum parade uniform, uh, think of like old military nobility pictures. I honestly don't know how to describe it anyway. It has epaulettes. It has a bunch of Astra Militarum medals on it. That kind
Kind
of
of looks like a
stuff.
commissariat jacket.
Ish, but not. It doesn't have. It's not a. It's not a great. It's not the great coat. It's just a jacket. And the commissars usually just wear a breastplate under theirs, which is silly. But hey. So he looks. He looks drawn out. He seems as though he stepped out of a recruiting hololith. His and while his attire seems perfectly what's the word I'm looking for? Creased? No, that it.
That's good enough.
Good enough. His face is what gives him the is the only thing that betrays any sort of humanity in his spotlessness. It is the face of an older man, possibly 60 Terran standard, but Rejuvenat makes mockery of that. He has a well-trimmed beard, which reaches about 2 inches from his face. And his graying hair is slicked back and cut short. He looks over to you and says, "Ah, Lady Rosalina, it is a pleasure to meet you."
The pleasure is all mine, Lord Sarawak.
Saravak.
Yeah, Sarawak.
I'll take that as in character if you don't stop
No,
now.
I'm just. How do you actually say it?
Saravak.
Sarawak?
I guess it's easier for me to say it.
Yes, because it just looks like Sarawak.
Meh.
Sounds like a damn Pokemon.
My lady, how may I assist you today?
Tell me. And I'm just gonna wait for the doors to be shut.
Indeed.
And the other man is standing outside. I am in the need of... I'm in the need of some of your tithe.
My tithe? There is a look of slight confusion on his face, as is. Wow, I'm just blanking hard on facial expressions today. But look of confusion, let's say. And he says back to you, "By the throne, what do you mean?"
What do you know about Farnov?
Farnov? You must forgive me. There are many people that I meet throughout. I guess this Farnov you mentioned I may have spoken to her, but I may have forgotten.
She owns a cluster of islands out towards the... I'm just going to say north. And hope that's...
It is north, yes.
She owns a cluster of islands out towards the north. She's a very important person.
He looks over to his aide and says, "Laith, can you confirm what she says?" And you see the man scroll quickly through his data slate as he taps on the rune keys. and says, "Indeed she does, my lord, though the islands seem to be uninhabited for now."
With your permission, I request the acquisition of 6 of your psychers.
There is a dramatic pause as Lord Saravak slowly looks back at you, and I'm going to need you to roll a charm.
Hey, I have abilities that kick in when dealing with people. So I get pluses to this.
Nice. Let's see. At this, Lord Saravak's face becomes grim, and he says, "You do realize that attempting to harbor psychers is a crime punishable by the Lex Imperialis, and would make my duty as planetary governor jeopardized."
Unless they were requested by somebody of higher authority.
"You must forgive me, but on this world I am the highest authority."
And with that, I'm going to pull part of the part of my sigil out of my chest.
You mean the rosette?
Yep.
Indeed.
Just partial of it, just so he can see the inquisitorial eye.
There is a noticeable stiffness. Yes. You notice Lord Saravak stiffen up and standing just a tiny bit straighter when he sees what it is that you've put before him. And he says, "I see. In that case, I would do well to comply."
And you do remember, I was never here. You never had this conversation. And those 6 men did not exist. Is that understood?
Indeed, it is. However, if there should be any fallout from this, may I redirect said inquiry your way so that you may explain the situation to any further inquiry?
All inquiries will be taken to Farnov.
He nods over at his aide, and the aide furiously starts typing.
Now, we have an understanding, is that correct?
Do you give her full name?
Yes.
Alright, and I'll just type that into Queen's Court chat. There we go. Roll20 chat, I should say. And I will send a message ahead of you, but you are going to have to pick them up yourself.
Very well. Thank you for your
Laith.
time.
He shouts over to his aide. "Laith, get the coordinates for the Obsidian Mesa, and so this fine young lady may be able to reach her destination." The aide rushes off to complete his task. "My lady, I say this with no malicious intent, but I do hope we never meet again."
Your world is beautiful.
Thank you.
Keep it that way.
I intend to do nothing else, by the Emperor.
Then I'll have no need to come back here.
And I take it that, not knowing what you intend to do with those unfortunate souls, is in my best interest?
Questioning the Inquisition is not wise.
Of course, of course. And with that, he bids you farewell.
And I'm just gonna look at Volric and just say, got him. And just walk out.
He gives you a hidden little thumbs up that he's holding like super close to his abdomen. And with that, you make your way back outside. Morino, you haven't... if you want to follow them, now would be the time.
I will do so.
Indeed.
Do you need me to make another stealth check or?
No, unnecessary this time.
But yeah, I do follow.
Yes.
At a distance, out of sight.
Yes. So, as the three of you arrive back outside of the palace. No, actually, right before Rosalina leaves, the aide runs up to her with a what appears to be a... What did I keep calling? Oh yeah, data spools. That's what they are, right? He runs up with a data spool case to Rosalina and hands her the coordinates in the data spool.
Thank you.
Ah, there you go. You should be able to find whatever it is you're looking for.
Of course.
And with that, the three of you, servitor constructs, not counting, walk back out of the governor's palace, and you are on the outskirts of the market when you stop.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at the coordinates and everything, and
Indeed.
feed this information back to Tarvok. Tell him the entirety of the situation. Actually, you know what? I'll do this in character.
That is a bit more difficult than just saying it, because you can't just transmit data through the microbead.
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tell him.
Right. Okay, you're just gonna tell him the information, right?
Tarvok.
So inefficient.
Tarvok, are you there?
Yes. Here I'm kind of mumbling as he ends some calculations. This is Tarvok. How may I help you?
I've got all the information I need. The coordinates to this place are as followed, and I'm gonna give him the coordinates.
Indeed. And with that, Tarvok is able to input all of the necessary data into the multi-compass, and it seems that the destination that you're trying to get to is a few hours northeast of where you currently are.
Right. So so is this island big? Like hours big, or?
Sorry.
I'm just asking, because I have no way to get off this island.
Currently, no. The only transportation that you have is, well, it's currently being used by someone else.
Can I do some research into that particular area to see if there's any mention of it in the history? Like if it's like curses.
You can roll for me a common lore Ascalon, because this is in the Ascalon sector. You made it. You recognize that the Obsidian Mesa is the primary holding facility for any unwanted psychers that get scooped up by the black ships.
Now is Obsidian a cute name, or is it actually like a Blackstone prison?
Odds are that there is not a naturally occurring source of Blackstone on this world. Trust me, if ever I use Blackstone in any of my adventures, you will be the first to know.
That's fair. I just didn't know if they were calling it for a reason.
No, it's really hard to use any sort of intimidating It's hard to use intimidating sounding name without going to Blackstone Fortresses.
And Tarvok will get on the box and say, "Were you able to secure a legal and registered way of acquiring a circus from the Upside Down Hold, or will this be a smash and grab?"
The men that I am taking are reported as non-existent.
Ooh, a black site. Delicious.
I will need you to do all necessary paperwork and check their paperwork to make sure that this can never be discovered. Can you do that for me?
Indeed. A little known fact, before I met up with Hunter, originally wanted me in the Order Redactus.
Well, it looks like those tools are going to come in handy today.
Indeed they are. At this point, I'm going to... Can I do another awareness test to check the surrounding islands? Or, like, the surrounding area?
Yes, you can. Roll for me another awareness. Though, only put a plus 30 because the maximum you can get is plus 60 all in all. That includes skills.
Right. I rolled a 12, so...
Right, never mind. You would have made it either way. So, with that, you run another surveillance sweep, and it seems that one of your rats seems to be breaking protocol and feasting on a dead bird. It seems to have a colorful plume in its life, but not anymore.
Did the bird show signs of a natural death, or... Victor, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. This is important.
There's someone using fireworks outside, and that
Again?
is completely illegal.
Well, anyway, so I'm also checking Auspex and Aethoscopes.
Alright. That makes it... No, it is all the same. However, as you sweep the Aetheroscope around, holy crap, is there like a fireworks show happening somewhere?
Victor, focus.
Sorry, it's very distracting.
Victor is a cat. He can't focus.
Meow. So, as you sweep your Aetheroscope around, you pick up a faint detection as you point it up at the sky. However, it is difficult to tell what it is, seeing how there's a roof in the way.
At this point, I'm going to start making my way outside, but before I do that, what color is the water from one of my rat's vision?
From your rat vision, currently, everything seems to be clear.
So no red water. I'm going to take a look outside and begin, like, kind of put my focus on that one.
As you reach outside and point the Aetheroscope up at the sky, there seems to be... It's strange, you've never seen a reading like this. It almost looks like a haze of some sort. Nothing pinpoint, just a background of some sort.
Volatile?
No. In fact, it's as a reading goes, it's closer to the universal background radiation. It's just there.
And all the while, like, everything he says, he's kind of thinking out loud, and he says, "One moment, processing." And I'm gonna start looking at that, like, area with, like, just cycling through, like, thermal, electrical.
You note that whatever it is, the only thing you seem to be able to find any sort of difference is the thermal vision, which shows you that the cloud is of a different... that the cloud bank that seems to be forming up over Farnov's island seems to be warmer than the rest of the sky. Not by much, but it is noticeable.
Is this normal?
As far as meteorology goes, I have no idea.
Is this a damn hurricane, Victor? You son of a...
I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just making stuff up.
Well, no. Well, I just need you to tell me if it's naturally occurring or if this is like an Eldar spaceship about to come, like, deck me in the schnoz.
It is... Well, I don't know, and I don't know if Tarvok knows, but he can roll for me Forbidden Lore Warp. Fair enough. You do not recognize this as any sort of psychic phenomena you've ever seen before. But it is much like the water that you saw. It does seems to be a gigantic psychic phenomena.
I'm gonna reach into my my hard case and pull out the vial of the blood of Izamat to see if it's reacting at all to any of the.
As far as you can tell, it's not reacting any differently.
Rosalina, there seems to be a malign psychic phenomena appearing over the island.
Be ready for any type of
Noted. And you're gonna hear like the clicking of his pistols and like the whirring of all of his weapon systems. And his eye goes crimson.
Right. So are the three of you in the meantime gonna start heading towards the mesa?
Is there a faster means of travel?
You could, in theory, take the.
I'm thinking take the Black Star over and get it done in less than like 15 minutes.
Right. That is an idea.
Yeah, we're gonna return to the Black Star.
All right. So, with that, you head back towards the landing pad where you kept the Corvus Black Star that you landed in. And with a quick pre-flight check and everyone grav harnessed in, the ship takes off and is zooming across the surface of the planet before you know it.
Do you need to...
Oh, go ahead.
Do you need me to roll Aeronautica for flying through a slight storm?
The storm is not... the storm hasn't reached you yet.
Okay.
But as you ascend into the sky, you can see it on the horizon to the north. What were you going to say, Moop?
I was just gonna ask again for asking character. Just, Rosalina, can you go over the plan?
I'm gonna take a couple of these psychers, attach them to that thing, and go and get Farnov.
I see.
That thing was some type of mockery of an Eldari webway gate, powered by dead Xenos.
It was quite a macabre construction.
The Xenos were probably alive when it was used, and then they died. Just saying. So, you zoom ahead, going, I don't know, let's say Mach 5. Why not?
Holy cow, I'm flying this thing fast.
Okay, Mach 1 then. Just let's be a bit more reasonable. And as within, I don't know, 15 minutes, let's say half an hour, just for completeness sake, you see on the horizon what can only be the obsidian mesa as it juts up from the ocean, as imposing as a god pointing towards the sky.
Beginning
Up top,
landing preparations.
You can see that that there seems to be some sort of fortress built on top of the mesa, with various structures behind its walls.
Are any of its guns pointing at us?
Roll for me an awareness test, and you can get a +2 20 for the auspex on the ship.
I don't notice it.
No, you do not. In fact, you don't even notice any guns.
I'm gonna hail down and see if we can get into communicate with them. And with that, I'm gonna go on the actual auspex. Not the auspex, the...
Logs?
Yeah, the augs. This is Rosalina, requesting permission to land. This is Rosalina in a Corvus Black Star, requesting permission to land.
You hear no reply.
Marno, guns up. Volric, weapon up.
I will, yeah. Get my weapon ready.
Indeed, so does Volric.
Riza, stay in the ship.
Riza nods her head, but she's still stuck in the grav harness.
And with that, I'm going to pull back on the handles and get this thing ready to land.
Alright, you see a landing pad close to the shore. It is some distance away from the top of the mesa itself. And with little to no effort, you're able to land. And as the boarding ramp of the Corvus Black Star slams down onto the landing pad, who's first out?
I'd assume it'd be Volric.
Indeed. Ulrich, taking point, steps outside and is greeted by the start of what appears to be droplets of rain. He looks up and slight raindrops kiss his face. Looks like it's about to get heavy. As soon as Moreno and Rosalina descend down the ramp, they see that that heavy clouds seem to be gathering up above, and no
I
doubt
get out of the vehicle,
rain is about to be there. Yes.
I wanna know if I can program its machine spirit to go and pick up Tarvok.
That is not something that can be done without a pilot servitor. Besides, there's no landing pad on Farnov's island.
Well, that thing can hover long enough for him to get in there.
That is a maneuver that needs a human.
Volric,
Aye?
can you pilot this thing?
Let me check if you can. I honestly don't know.
I'd be surprised.
Let me see. Here he is, and he has no operate skills.
Damn. Tarvok, if you can hear me, we cannot pick you up.
You hear the sound of tarot cards being flicked into a helmet. That is unfortunate. Be safe, and if you'd like, I can. Victor, would I be able to patch in the visual feed to her server skull from this distance with my massive array of equipment?
That is too much data transfer to be done wirelessly without a noosphere.
That is fair.
If this was a Forge World, you could do it mad easy.
Right. Can I do it in a way where I get just like pictures every
tiny little updates? Yeah, you can. In fact, I think that's the setup you had. No, wait, no, you have the Servo Skull.
I have one of them.
Yeah, that's the one that
he has the
captures
visual
pics.
one.
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
We are just not doing ourselves any favors, are we?
No.
Just sit right back and you hear a tale of a faithful trip here on Tarbox Isle. Well, if you come back with a beat, like if can I at least roll tech use to make Wilson?
Sure. Roll a tech use test for me.
I mean, you
Just
do
kidding.
have Aubrey with you.
I think
True.
you took her.
No, she's there.
Okay, you took her. Okay, so I have her and the monkey.
Yeah, Aubrey is there. She seems to be busying herself with looking over all of the weirdness that is Farnov's manor.
Well, I'll actually look to her and say,
Yes?
looks like they're going to acquire some psychos from a black site holding area. Unfortunately, they will not be able to pick us up.
Oh, I see.
So-
Though, you see her slightly clenching her fists.
Yes. So go downstairs and make sure everything in those jars are dead. And
Do
Keep
I have
you-
to?
fine. Would you like to take first watch on the bear pointing to the walls, and I'll go.
That's something I can do.
Yes. If something comes after you, make sure you scream before they slit your throat.
That's not funny.
I wasn't joking.
Awkward silence.
And I will go downstairs to make sure like everything is secure. Like I'm actually gonna start locking doors.
Right. That.
Security check.
No, you're good enough at it. I think you succeed on 100, right?
No, not security.
Oh, show me what the target is, just to see how easy it is for you. Ow!
Well, I also have like welding equipment and stuff like that.
Oh, right. So, get a plus 10.
Yeah, there we go. Never mind. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah, you roll it on the 80. Yeah, you're fine.
So I start like securing places, like locking the windows, just kind of turning like while Rosalind's gone, like I'm turning this place, like fortifying it,
Yes.
and for whatever reason, because something killed the things in here,
Yeah.
and there's a whole lot of unknowns.
And also, this the Imperial Fist would be proud.
Actually, that's the one thing I want to check. Does she have any like weapons laying around? Like I'm hoping to find like some heavy stubbers or something like that, like to put onto this little barricade of ours.
No, the only weapons that you've found so far have either belonged to the Dracaro, or it's the Xeno's weapon collections downstairs.
I require those for reasons.
All right, then I won't do what I was gonna do. In that case, I'll actually can I do an awareness test? 'Cause I want to find secret rooms in this place, like false bookcases and the like.
Right, roll for me a scrutiny test with a minus 20.
Do I even have scrutiny? I do. You know what? Just for the sake of it, like
a fate point?
damn.
Ooh, so close.
Wait, I think I actually have I think one of my mechanics come into play here.
Go check that, and we'll come back to it.
Yeah, because I think one of them it says for perception-based tests.
Wait, does hang on.
Does Aubrey have scrutiny?
No, she doesn't.
No, she does not.
She's maxed out Medicaid, athletics, and charm.
That's fair. It was worth a try.
Right. Check if anything gives you a plus 10 on perception test, because
Aspects.
the aspects? Does it say awareness or perception?
As you're like keep going, I'll get back to you like once we have the next Tarvok come.
All right, fair enough. So Volric takes point on the ascent up the stairs towards the obsidian mesa, well, top of the obsidian mesa. I need both Morino and Rosalina to roll a Senescience test for me. Nope.
I'll try it. No fate point.
Wait, Morno doesn't have Sinisians?
No, she does.
Oh,
wait, no, I don't. I don't.
Wait, hold on. I'm pretty sure you start with... Aren't you supposed to start with it?
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I could have... Okay,
It passes.
it passes?
Because I think she's because I remember y'all talking about her Eldar starts, how y'all kind of forgot to put a bunch of things in there, including sinus.
No, we definitely did. So if I did have that, I'd be going on to 49, and I would pass with 2 degrees, but it would be 3 degrees because I'm an Eldar with unnatural perception.
Yeah, hold on. It's marked.
That's because I just marked it just now because I thought we had decided that it was, you're supposed to be trained.
Right.
It was not marked at the beginning of the session.
Okay, so, yeah, let's say you start with it. Because, yeah, you should.
Okay, yeah, then I get, again, that would be a 49, so that's 3 degrees of success.
Plus one?
No, that's 2 plus 1, so it would be 3 total.
No. If you needed a 49, that's 2 plus 1 plus a natural perception.
No, where's the other plus 1 come from?
Succeeding.
Just for succeeding.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's the difference between this and a few others of the...
Sorry, just trying to argue myself out of degrees of success.
Yeah, just, However, with your success... actually, let's start with a failure, what Rosalina feels. Rosalina, you can feel, and if the background psychic... how do I describe this? The background psychic phenomena on this world, if it was noticeable everywhere else, it is unmistakable here. It permeates this place in a fog of psychic phenomena almost. Volric, of course, seems unaffected by any of this as he rushes forward. But Morino, you on the other hand, you can feel something. And it's not just this vague psychic sensation that you're feeling. You feel what can only be described as an apparition. In fact, as you look around, you catch glimpses of it as it floats between the towers of the fortress at atop the Obsidian Mesa.
I'm gonna inch closer and whisper to Rosaline. The veil is weak here.
Yes, it is. And Rosaline is saying that while holding her head as though she has a headache.
Volric stops when he hears the two of you speak of this and turns back and says, "What do you mean it's weak?"
It means the veil between our reality and theirs. It means stay on guard. There's something here.
Are we being watched?
Conventionally, no.
Volric moves his hand up to the back of his neck. You know that that's where the limiter is located. He doesn't flip it, but he looks at you.
Not yet.
If we are being watched, I can hide us.
You can hide you.
I can hide you too. And her.
Damn, this is gonna hurt a lot.
I know, but if we are being watched, you need the element of surprise.
Marno, what do you think?
all of her stealth won't be able to help her if the other side is watching.
I'm going to give a discontent look over to Rosalina and nod. He's right. The things that come from there, they don't need eyes to see.
Do it.
He flips the switch, and the two of you can feel a deadening of your nerve endings.
Do you want us
It's
to
as
roll
though-
toughness tests?
No, none of that needed. It is all narrative. There's a deadening, as though someone has drained all of the oxygen out of the atmosphere. You can still breathe, but it feels like your entire body is suffering a slight case of pins and needles. It takes a tiny bit of getting used to, but after a moment, it becomes bearable. You feel a sensation you haven't felt in a long time. It was before your psychic gift awoke. You feel deadened.
I hate that thing.
Stay close.
Just go.
And he moves, but he makes sure to keep peeking behind himself to make sure that you're sticking within his untouchable aura. As you move, you head up the staircase, and the wind starts picking up, with tree branches swaying. And the howl that was so ethereal becomes a bit more physical. The wind travels in between the towers of the fortress above. What catches your sight as you move up is that no one seems to be manning the walls or the gate. In fact, it seems that one of the gate doors is simply waving in the wind, as it is slightly ajar.
I'm gonna roll awareness. I am too busy holding my head.
Pretty much. As far as critical fails go, yeah, now would be the time. In fact, you are incredibly unnerved by the fact that you don't see anyone other than the three of you.
Where are all the damn witch minds?
You don't know.
We couldn't sense them now, even if even if they were here.
No, but there are no guards. Why is no one watching them either?
Farnov, what have you done? Tarvok, this is Rosalina.
This is Tarvok.
There's no guards. And the hell is weak here.
Oh, dear. Well, putting two and two together, that could mean an incursion of some sort. Perhaps a psycho getting desperate, calling out to entities beyond the veil to assist him.
Possibly.
I would suggest that you have the blank take point in this adventure.
He is. I'll get back to you with more information in a bit.
Yes, I expect a ping every 5 minutes to know that you are alive and well. 2 pings if combat has begun.
Of course.
Moreno, roll for me an awareness test.
Okay. Any penalty?
No penalty. The situation hasn't gotten that bad. Oh
That's a
boy.
lot of degrees of success. That's 6, 7, 8. Wait, no, it's just 7. I don't get any bonus degrees. I think it's just my natural perception. So that would just be 7. No, wait, 8, because plus 1. Forgot that again.
Yes. Actually, you do have a natural perception, so you would get plus 1.
Yep, so that is 8 degrees of success.
Indeed. As you peek your head inside the gate, you look around and you can see that there are signs of combat around you, with the most notable ones being the brutal weaponry of the Monkai bolt weapons.
So wait, I'm sorry, repeat that again. I see what with the Monkai weapon?
You see the brutal bolt weaponry. You see marks of the brutal weaponry of the Monkai, the bolters.
Oh, okay. I'm going to speak over the comm lead. I see bolter fire. Looking around, do I see any, like what is the ground?
The ground seems to have... the ground is... it appears to be almost... it seems like cobblestone has been carved into the sheer rock. It's not a paved road, but the artistry seems to have been put it in such a way as to make it look like cobblestone.
And it's exclusively bolter fire. It's not like las guns or auto guns.
As you look around, you see there's very little marks of anything else, but with the high degree of success, you note that one edge of the building seems to have claw marks on it. 5, in fact, deep.
Rosalina, I don't see much besides bolter fire. It's only the most dangerous of your people that use such weaponry.
Are you suggesting the angels were here?
There are other groups that also use such weaponry. I somehow doubt this was the work of one of your, what do you call them? Orders?
The sisters?
Somehow, I doubt this was them.
Keep looking.
I'll keep telling Morno about all the stuff she saw because of all of her degrees. You see, on the far end of this courtyard, there appears to be a religious building of some description. All of the Monkai buildings look so similar to you that hard to tell, but the iconography of the Imperial Church seems emblazoned upon it. And even worse, you can see through the high windows what appears to be shadows moving. Long shadows, meaning they are coming from the ground level.
So I see the shadows heading towards ground level.
No. It's imagine seeing like windows high up top on a building.
Yeah.
And you can see like long shadows moving across them intermittently, which means the light source is casting them from ground level.
Okay. I'm gonna relay that to Rosalina and state that I don't see anything moving.
Wait, you did see something moving.
I thought you said I didn't see something moving.
You did. So I told you long shadows, like
You saw people
intermittent
walking
moving.
by a building casting a shadow on it.
Okay, I thought you said that's what I thought you said at first, but then when you re-explained it, I was like, so I didn't. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, I'll say that. Rosalina, there's something else here that's moving.
And just to clarify further, from inside the building.
From inside the building.
I'm gonna take out my Inferno pistol, hold it in my left hand, and pull out my power sword. I suggest you ready your weapon.
You mean force sword?
Well, right now it's not a force sword.
Is it not?
Okay, Victor, you don't get it. I'm in a blank aura. It's just a power sword right now.
Right. My bad. I completely forgot about that one. Well, it doesn't change the nature of the weapon, but yeah. So, your next move.
Let's approach these shadows very carefully.
I will make a stealth test and try to approach.
Alright, go for it. Nice. And
Get a bazillion degrees of success.
that is enough degrees to stealth the entire group. So you're able to maneuver the group in such a way that they too benefit from your sneaky sneak. So, as you arrive closer towards what might be described as a cathedral, but is not quite big enough. It's closer to a church. You can see that the front door seems unlocked, with a sliver of light coming from in between.
Fulric, enter first.
Putting his palm on the door, Volric slowly opens the door and maneuvers himself inside.
And with that, I'm gonna slowly walk in behind him.
So, I'm guessing Morno follows suit. Morno?
Yes, I will pursue it.
Alrighty. And with that, you arrive inside. What greets you
Is that Hunt?
No, it's not.
It's the token you used for Hunt at first.
I don't see anything.
You don't?
No.
Hold on. That. What about now?
Yes, no, I see things.
Alright.
Oh.
What do you see inside of this monument to the Emperor is desecration. The walls and floors are splattered with blood. Crude iconography has been grafted upon it. There seems to be some sort of power field set up near the end of this hallway, and behind it, a sight so grotesque is that it makes your blood boil.
Rosalina, we should get out of this place. We need to go.
Yes.
Did I not put anything? Hold on, this is wrong. I need this.
I'm gonna roll awareness really quickly. Cause did I notice the 2 Space Marines?
Yeah, they are unmistakable.
Wait, can you make it to where I can see?
She's able to send a single pick through. I'll put it like that.
He meant, can you put the token on the screen so he can actually see what's going on?
My bad. My bad.
Like,
Hold on. I'll do it like this. There we go. Can you see it now?
Don't worry about it. I'm not there, so.
Wait. No, I mean,
Just pull
can you
his
see
token
it?
onto the... Like right where we are.
Here, smelt rat.
Perfect.
I can't see nothing still, but give it vision.
Wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. It should be like this and boom. Now?
Holy crap!
Ah, there we go. Tells me all I need to know.
Alright,
Yeah.
Bullard, go get him!
Oh, it's Victor.
It's not me.
Yeah, like I said, that's Victor. It's Victor
yeah.
from Black Crusade. And
It is.
there's the Black Crusade. Oh, crap.
Well,
We really should get out of here.
looks like I'm stuck on that island forever. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, what do I do?
Run. Walk away.
Have they noticed us?
They do not seem like they have. However, I need you to... Actually, wait, you can't. I was gonna have you roll senescence, but that's not possible right now. What you see, just to describe it a bit further, is what appears to be a collection of freshly made servitors as they amble about. In between them, you can see the two hulking shapes of the heretic Astartes. Standing before a freshly raised altar is a cloaked figure, but it becomes apparent rather quickly that he is floating off the ground, the hem of his robe not touching the floor, and no feet where they should be. Near the columns, there stands a lithe-looking woman draped in purple clothing, an ostentatious cloak hanging about her shoulders. Near the other end of the pillar, I didn't pick the tokens for these in case
Oh, I wonder who.
my other group, funnily enough.
Oh.
Next to the other pillar, there's a gangly-looking tech priest, but his robe is all smeared and dirty, and where his face should be, it is closer to some kind of telescopic apparatus with multiple lenses poking out of his cowl.
We need to stop this.
And before
I'm gonna step towards our. Well, actually, if you wanna, you're the GM. You go.
let's see, it goes like that. As Morino, actually, you can do it right now, and I'll step closer to her, and I'll finish up. As you gaze in awe and terror at the mass of heresy before you, you can see that the gangly tech priest turns around, and the apparatus on his face adjusts slightly as you hear echoing across the hall, "Lord Mardineus, it seems we have company." With steps that crash against the floor, cracking the tiles, you can see the black painted Space Marine turn around as he gives you as he lazily turns around and sees the three of you. But he seems none the wiser. He seems to be in no rush, no hurry, no weapons drawn, as you can hear emanating from his vox grill. Ha ha. They're of no consequence. Killian, finish the ritual.
Ha! Quite literally is him.
It is him.
Who's him?
The one from the
Killian.
Black Crusade game. Umbra's
Oh.
Umbra's old master.
That's funny.
Oh crap, Umbra's old master.
I'm going to grab you, Rosalina. And Rosalina, we have to leave now.
I can't. These are traitors. They must
You
pay.
you will die if we don't leave now. You can't stop this if you're dead. Let's go.
With heavy footsteps, you hear heavy footsteps, slow, as the black-painted heretic Astartes takes a few steps towards the hallway and says, "Come then, show me your might, lapdog."
Marno, I couldn't run. I couldn't run fast enough to get away from that.
Morna's gonna look at you and say, you have a better chance of getting away if we flee than if we stay here and get slaughtered. I actually this is really a really bad time, but I really have to go use the bathroom, and it's gonna be a few. I can hear you, Victor, because this is an awesome scene, but you're gonna have to autopilot or Morno for a few seconds here.
All right, go do it.
Um,
You're gonna have to take the lead on this, Rosalina.
Forward.
Again, Morno at all points will say to leave. Sorry to interrupt.
Get back to the Black Star now.
Don't kill yourself.
And I am going to grab Morno. Well, actually, I don't need to grab her. She can probably run faster than me.
Right.
And I'm going to turn around and run.
All right. Volric, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. He seems to be clutching his weapon, standing at the ready, pointing it straight at the Chaos Marine.
Volric, this is idiotic.
They are the great enemy. They must die.
I agree with you. But we have a perfectly good airship outside.
And reluctantly, you see Volric rush back after you, after only a slight hesitation. So, let me move us back here, though it doesn't quite fit the atmosphere. Let me just change the music really quickly so that it keeps going.
Do they pursue
go.
at all?
No, in fact, as you run across the courtyard, you take a look back, and there seems to be no pursuit.
Tarvak, we have
Incoming.
enemy Astartes.
Excuse you?
Traitor Astartes. The great enemy is here.
There's a long silence and a kind of a hushed breath as he says, "How many?"
We counted 2. A few servitors, a tech priest, and some woman. Also a man in the middle. A sorcerer.
Was this location subterranean?
How far into this building was it?
It's as far in as you can go. They were standing pretty much next to the opposite wall from where you entered.
I have an idea before I come and get you.
Firing on it up with the Black Star.
Firing all weapons.
Indeed. Now, Victor, this is gonna sound insane, but can I transmit, like, code to the Black Star to assist it in aiming?
No, unfortunately not. I'm sorry.
I'm grasping here, don't worry.
Yeah, I know. It's had, well, if
but carry
things
on.
had been slightly different, then yeah.
They were near the back wall. I just need to go around and fire there. And I'm gonna run and get inside the pilot seat.
Indeed,
Start
Volric
flipping all of the switches.
Volric and Morino rush in behind you.
Weapons up. Do you want me to roll Aeronautica for this?
Yes, if you're going to hover and position yourself.
And fire
you
all
go.
weapons. This thing has... Let me go over the list of weapons a Corvus Blackstar has. Hurricane bolters, missiles, las cannons, and an assault cannon. Twin assault cannon.
Yes. It's kind of insane.
I'm gonna pull far enough back that I know that I'll be safe.
So, as you, you rolled your operate and you made it perfectly. So, deploying the Corvus Blackstar into its hover mode, you arm all weapons, and you let loose a storm of steel and bolt shells flies towards the towards the cathedral, and as you pour every single bit of ammunition into that building, it is as close to a parking lot as it can be once the ammo hoppers run dry.
And with that, I'm gonna hit 2 more buttons, get out of hover mode, and jet this thing as quickly as I can back to Tarvok. Do you require another operate test?
No.
Oh wait, first I want to use the AUGs to scan if there's any life.
Go for it.
And you said plus 20 because of this thing earlier?
The inbuilt aspects. Yes. So, with that,
Screen says.
as you scan with the aspects, the only life signatures that you can find is the vague man-machine hybrids of the servitors. They seem to be stuck in the rubble. I need you to roll an Psyniscience test for me as soon as you did that. Did not make it. Adrenaline is too much. Your focus is wavering.
Alright, and do you want another operate for getting this thing over to Tarvok?
As fast as you can, go for it.
I am
Do you
going to
want to
spend my last fate
re-roll
point.
that?
Oh, crap.
That is not good. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen now. As you push the limit of the Corvus Blackstar, you fire its engines up to maximum, and you shoot towards Farnov's island. However, as the engines strain to put out as much thrust as you need, there is a slight hiccup, and one of the engines slowly starts losing power. It is enough to keep you in the air, but you can feel yourself descending, and you're gonna have to make an emergency landing.
Marno, Riza, brace for impact.
I'm here too.
Alright. Do you want me to try to operate Aeronautica to pull it back to make the crash as low as possible?
Well, first off, you're gonna have to pick a location to land on. There is the island itself, but it is covered by some tree-like vegetation. There is, on the other hand, the pier, which is slightly more open, but it is way, way smaller.
I'll try to aim the craft so that if I miss the pier, I will hit the forest to try to slow it down.
Alright, so you're gonna line it up in such a way.
Yep.
Alright, roll for me another operate test.
Everyone, brace and hold. Oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna hurt.
Actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever used these rules before. But there are rules for crashing.
Of course.
This is a new thing for me. So let me check the flying combat rules. Actually, no, it's the vehicle repair rules. Where are they? Here they are. So this is crashing for out of control, crashing and falling over. Here we go. Crashing. One of the chief drawbacks to skimmers is how fragile their propulsion systems tend to be. An immobilized tank usually grinds to a halt, but a skimmer can find itself crashing directly into the ground and exploding into a fireball that kills everyone on board. Well, thanks, game. If an effect would ever cause a skimmer to go out of control, it crashes instead. A crashing skimmer moving within 10 meters of the ground suffers the following effect. If the distance skimmer moved, or is attempting to move during the turn, was equal to its tactical speed or less, it moves half the distance. If the vehicle suffers...
I'm assuming that I'm smart enough to slow the aircraft prior to taking a landing.
Yeah. If the distance was the skimmer moved, or was attempting to move, is greater than its tactical speed, it travels numbers of meters equal to its tactical speed in direction determined by the GM, then swerves 1d10 meters in a random direction using the scatter diagram, before crashing to a complete stop. Roll 1d10 on the hull critical effects above, it suffers that result. Anything it strikes suffers a single hit as if it performed the standard ram action. Okay, see page 225. Right.
I don't think we need to worry about that since it's a forest.
Yes, so I need you to roll a 1d10 and add a +4 for the hull critical effects. That's a 6. Hull critical effects. As the Corvus Black Star skids into the pier, it is moving too fast to come to a complete stop, and it crashes into the forest at the base of the mesa. A small explosion rips through the crew compartment, damaging internal systems and wounding the crew. Each character in the affected section of the ship, as determined by the GM, suffers 1 level fatigue and suffers a single hit for 1d10 plus 6 explosive damage to the body location, and must make a challenging agility test or catch fire. If this occurs, refer to the on fire sidebar. Right. So this
lovely.
is going to affect the the crew compartment where Riza, Walric, and Morinok are.
Well, at least it's reduced by armor.
That is true. I'm going to have Volric suffer 1 level of fatigue. Mope, if you could suffer 1 level of fatigue for me. And roll for me 1d10 plus 6. Mope.
Riley's not here right now.
Alright, so I'm just going to roll it for 1d10. 1d10.
You should probably wait for her to get back to do it.
I'm rolling Volric now.
Oh, okay.
Oh. He's fine. Actually, is he fine? Yeah, his armor tanks all of that. But he needs to roll an agility test, catch fire. He's also fine. Never mind. Right. Should I just roll it for Mope, or should we wait?
I'm just retired, I can roll it.
Roll for me a 1d10 plus 6.
Oh, please roll a 1.
No, you take 10 damage to the body location, mitigated by toughness and armor.
Okay, that's a total of 3.
And I need you to roll an agility test to see if you catch fire or not. Phew.
Come on.
Both of them made it. As they are barely, as Morino and Volric are barely able to escape the fireball that burst through the crew compartment, I'm going to have to. Wait a minute. Where is the? Is that the vehicle here?
I don't have the
No.
Corvus Black Star.
No, that's right. Polonia has it, so I need to open that up and change its damage modification. Where did I put her? Polonia, where is she? Do I? No. Where is her sheet? Polonia. Oh, that's right. I put her aboard the Oath Unspoken. Of course. That's where she is. Alright, so I go to Vehicles, Corvus Blackstar. Its integrity has been turned down to -6. So it's taken a lot of damage.
Alexis, you broke my boat.
Yeah. What the hell? Oh, damn it, she said BR back. Oh, come on.
Oh, okay.
That's messed up.
No, it's fine. So, everyone survived from the crash, though, right?
Indeed. Took a bit of damage, but no worse
Really?
than where.
I'm back.
The Black Star is out of ammunition and it's damaged. Beyond, it's not operable, but it is repairable.
It is reparable, yes. However, Tarwak,
Yeah, there's a damn. Yeah, like me and
You
Aubrey
hear-
have.
yeah, you and Aubrey are having this lovely little conversation on the nature of the Omnissiah and the Emperor, and then you hear this unemperorly racket coming from outside as the world seems to be ending. It is so loud.
Like, I'm guessing with my stuff, with my just with all the awareness tests, I know that I kind of see it crashing beforehand.
Pretty much, yeah. You're able to see the actually, I'm
Imminent.
going to say one of your remote access tools is able to pick it up as it sees. Actually, I'm going to say one of them gets crushed by it.
Sure. Like, give me a can I at least roll a dodge?
You don't have to roll anything that doesn't hit the house or you or any.
No, I'm
anything
talking about
like
for the
that. For the rat. Do they have dodge?
Damn.
Nope. It
No.
tries to get out of the way, but no bueno.
But no, like, I have Aubrey grab every medical supply she has, including and the Kara, and like I'm sprinting out there with medical supplies and like fire extinguisher ready.
Indeed. As you arrive at the crash site, you can see that it is an absolute mess. The Corvus Blackstar, though the hull seems to be somewhat damaged, it does not. Both of the engines seem to have survived, and there seems to be no obvious.
I don't I don't care about the Black Star. I'm about to start Jaws of Lifing with an Omni-Synac.
I'm
Fair
okay.
enough.
Like, I'm tearing open, like, or not tearing open, I'm like getting people out.
Yes. So, as Tarvok wrenches open the boarding ramp, you can see it's the passengers. They are scratched and slightly sooty, but all of them seem to be alive.
As I'm kind of like dragging them out and kind of laying, like getting them like situated, I snap and say, Aubrey.
On it.
And then I'm gonna start like putting out fires with my mechadendrites.
I'm gonna unclamp myself from the seat itself and push open the cockpit and start climbing out.
Were you fired upon by the Astartes? As he kind of goes over there and kind of puts you on his shoulder.
Riza. Is Riza okay?
The mention that he actually like quickly lays you down and like, where was she? And like as he's like searching the
Crew.
Victor.
Crew compartment.
Yeah, no, like I'm there.
Right. As you skitter inside of the crew compartment, you take a quick look around, and you can see Riza hanging slack in her grav harness.
Conscious.
Hard to tell. You're gonna have to get in close to check.
I do. I begin performing scans.
As you perform a scan, you can tell that all of her cybernetics seem to be in good order. She just needs a reboot.
What about her biologics?
Her biologics? Roll a Medicaid for me, Knight.
Is she alive?
Let me check. Do I have a medical mechadendrite? I do. What does that give me? A +10.
A +10, yeah.
Mother. Wait,
Don't.
I think I have something else.
You do? You have fate points.
I do have fate points, but I think I have another... Yeah, I have a medical kit.
Right. Does the I don't know if the Medicaid mechadendrite counts as a Medicaid, but I don't think it does. So I'm going to count that as an extra +10, meaning the target was 70, meaning you barely make it. You check. A quick scan reveals that all of her bionics are in good operating order. Just needs a reboot, and her life and her pulse seems to be there. It's weak but existent.
All right, I'm going to administer a small adrenal stimulant and perform a reboot, doing an extra check to make sure there's no corruption in her data.
Indeed, roll for me.
Insta-pass.
Fair enough. Got it. And with that, Riza, with your administrations, Riza's head lifts back up, and she seems to be none the wiser about the fact that she is in a crash.
Alright, data's fine, everything's like as good as a child in a crash can.
Pretty much. The fact that she escaped from this as unharmed as she was is quite the miracle. Praise be.
Indeed, and I'm going to send Theta 1 to continue putting out the fires.
Indeed.
And starting
Theta
the
1
repairs.
Theta 1 seems to be busy fumbling with a fire extinguisher as he as he ambles about, putting out any little spark that he can see.
Make note, and I'm actually going to kind of cradle Riza on my arms as I bring her over and kind of lay her next to Rosalina. Her vitals are there. She needs some rest. I administered some adrenal stimulants to make sure her pulse stays strong, and all of her cybernetics and data seem to be uncorrupted and fine.
Good. But we have a problem, and with that I'm going to stand up and be, a little bit like, I just got into a plane crash and just walked away from it.
Any landing that you walk away from is a good landing.
Yes.
And I'm just going to look at him and just be like, the rubble will keep him down for a bit. Maybe a few hours at most. We got to get back there. We have
Indeed.
to purge them.
And with that,
I have a question.
I hate to be that guy, but this is the perfect cliffhanger. As an end of an episode, I cannot think of a better, more fitting thing.
Tarvak, get this craft in the sky again.
As certainly. At this point, he kind of pulls a handle on his Omnisign axe, which reveals the combi tool on.
And with that, we will see you next week.
Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed that episode. That certainly got really exciting towards the end. I'm sorry, Pelodia, I blew up your airplane.
It's okay. She doesn't even know about it.
I'll repair it, promise. Anyway, guys, I don't know if next week we'll be doing that. Yeah, next week we will be doing this, but the week following we won't, unfortunately. I will be in Reykjavik, Iceland, celebrating I'll be in Kópavogur, Iceland, celebrating my birthday with my loving fiance.
Woo.
Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for all the support. As always, I'm Northern Queen Alexis. I love you guys. Bye.